Here we go. Hey, I am right side up, I hope. Good afternoon. Sorry about the delay. It is 2:08. I am so sorry about flipping and then coming back on live again. But here I am. Hopefully you can keep up here with the switching on and the switching off, and here we go. Here we go. So I'm just going to refresh this real quick, make sure that it looks like I am. Yes, I am correct now. So we are good to go. All right. Hey, welcome. This is Vibrant Emotions. Trying to find some balance in an unbalanced world. Do you think that's possible? Do you even think balance is a word that's even correct? I think sometimes balance is one of those cliche words that we just kind of throw around. I need more balance in my life. I need less stress. Can we ever find proper balance? What if we had some tools and we had a little bit of training on what is going on inside of our mind and inside of our emotions, inside of our brain, inside of our chemistry. Okay, great. Thank you for that. Thumbs up. All right, works now. Perfect. I wanted to bring this class to you because I feel that the mind-body connection is just so amazing, and we take for granted how it actually works and how we can do and what we can do to alter it in a positive way and naturally. So let me introduce myself if this is the first time you're hopping on with me live. My name is April Geigley. I help overworked moms ignite their inner confidence, create additional income, and help you live that healthy, vibrant life that you're meant for. So with this class, hi Courtney. With this class, I wanted to share about emotions and the science behind it a little bit, and what goes on when we are processing an emotion, and what we can do to help with that reaction and how we can turn that around, and and what we can do to kind of de-stress or give our body the tools that it needs to help work through the process better, so we can feel more balanced and we can feel less stressed. How is that? Perfect? Yes, we all could use a little bit of that, right? Okay, so the power of the body so I want you to recognize something. As soon as you have an emotion that comes to you, or a situation, or a phone call, or somebody hears something, or you hear something from somebody, a comment, or maybe it's a reaction or something, you are taking on a life experience, and you then, in seconds, you have to process that emotion. You have to figure out what you're going to tell yourself, how you're going to respond, and let me just give you a little hint. We have programming already built in our brain, kind of like a roadway, that if we don't detour our bad habits or our bad thinking, we're going to go down the same route that we have before. Like, let's say if you have a habit of being angry, or a habit of crying easily, or a habit of getting stressed out very quickly, there is a roadway that you have developed your pattern to go that way more easily. And so what we need to do is we need to detour that. We need to give your mind a different process to handle those emotions, a more healthier one, a more natural one. So let me back up just a little bit about what emotions are and what I think of as our three brains. And so there's scientific research behind this, of course. And in order to know about our emotions and how to help them, we need to know how they're communicating with our body. So I find this very fascinating, that they're like these networks of communication. It's kind of like I said, it's like either like a highway or it's like a computer. You have a computer, it's your computer of your brain. And so there's all these little things going all around in your brain, just to make it simple, but they are neural pathways. And at the end of a neural pathway, there is like these little, these neural connectors or the neurotransmitters, okay? So to not get really technical, they're communicating all the time. Your body is constantly sending messages from your brain to other areas of your body, telling it how to react or how to feel. And yes, we have control over that. Okay, so I want to talk about our three brains, okay? Well, before that, emotions are they are energy in motion, okay? So, when you talk about people that have high vibe and people that have low vibe, it's all they're saying is that people that are high vibe have higher energy and they're happier. They're putting off a more of a higher energy because of their emotion, okay? So if they're low vibe, then that means there's a lower energy associated with their energy or with their emotion. Does that make sense? I hope so. So all they are is their energy that's carrying, they carry molecules, these molecules that are carrying information, okay? And so what they do is they bind and they react to cell receptors, okay? So getting back to the three brains are your mind, which is like your logic and your intellect, of course, it's your brain. And then your heart is another, what I call brain. And your gut is another brain called your third brain. So have you ever heard of anyone saying, I just had that gut feeling? It's kind of like our intuition. Well, our heart's kind of our intuition as well. But see how they play together. You get a thought, then you get a feeling, and then you get symptoms. See where I'm going with this? So the three brains, they work together, they communicate together, and they feed off of each other, okay? So since emotions are energy and they are essentially chemicals because they are molecules that carry information, they are not just limited to our mind. And so a lot of times we think, well, if I just change my mind, yes, that is so true, but we have to know how they affect the rest of our body. So what happens, let me give you a scenario on how this works out. So what happens if this mom is on the phone? Well, let's say she's at home. She gets a phone call. The dog barks because the UPS guy is at the front door. She's going, I gotta feed the baby. The baby's crying because baby just woke up because the doorbell rang, woke the baby up. Now the baby's crying, and then the dog's barking because the doorbell rang, and there's someone here, and then the phone's ringing. Oh, I gotta go pick up my child at school because my child's sick. And you see, we feel like that is what happens in our life. We have one thing after another, and what do? We go to our how we have set in our brain of how we are going to react. A lot of times we go in that same direction, and what happens? We, at that single moment, are processing so many chemical reactions in our brain that's sending responses down to our body. We are totally not even aware of what's going on, okay? So the processing goes on. You think, there's many different ways you can go about it. You can say, I'm totally overwhelmed. I am so stressed out. Oh, I can't handle this. Oh, I need to do this, or I need to do that. Or you start to get the physical symptoms of elevated heart rate, or your chest may hurt if you get anxious, or if you get mad. It affects you, that reaction. It goes from the experience, then it goes to the process, and then it goes to the reaction. So it is a biochemical reaction that's occurring that we can start from the moment that we have something happening. We can change the outcome depending on how we process and react to it. It is amazing. We can reprogram how we react to situations more calmly. And so this has been very helpful for me in my learning, because I've been able to, if I feel something coming on that feels really stressful and really overwhelming, I immediately put in the processing by taking out all the negative words. You take the negative words out of overwhelm, stress, I'm no good, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough. All of these things that say, I can't handle it, I'm too overworked, I'm too this, I'm too that. We have to stop that. We have to say, another one, is that really, I hear this all the time, I'm stuck. We have to realize that what we tell our brain, we are going to be manifesting more of that, and we're going to sabotage our outcome if we don't change around our thinking. We're gonna end up getting more of that same negative result. Okay, so we need to disrupt that internal unbalance, if you want to call it. And so the negative reactions are a consequence of conflicting messages in our body. Okay, and so what I want to do and what I want to bring to you is, when there's something happening to you that you feel like, okay, I'm either gonna cry, or I'm gonna explode, or I'm gonna fly off the handle, or I don't know what to do, I need 5. You need to set yourself like 5 seconds and give yourself time to turn the negative self-talk into positive self-talk, so your reaction follows suit. So instead of saying, I'm stuck, I'm worried, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, guess what? Then those reactions are going to be, I may say something to someone that I don't mean to. I'm going to maybe hit a wall, or I'm going to, you're going to self-sabotage yourself and make the reaction worse, okay? So instead, if we take those moments and we process them and say, okay, I can figure this out. This will work out. If you need to pray about it, if you need to take 5, if you need to sit quietly, however, take that time to help the reaction. Then your reaction will be somewhat more settled, somewhat more your reaction, and then the outcome is going to be totally different. Have you ever gotten to like an argument with someone, and then like half hour later into the argument, you're like, I don't even know why we're fighting. It just goes from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, and it goes into like a snowball. Well, this helps eliminate that. But we can't necessarily do it on our own. And there are some things that we can do to help process these emotions more easily. So to follow up with the reaction, if a lot of times stress, if we internalize it and we don't take it at face value and we don't process it right away and we stuff it, what does that do? A lot of times that causes unsettled stomach, or a nervous stomach, or a worried stomach, or what a lot of people say, I carry stress in my shoulders, or I have a headache or head tension. That's a lot of easy common symptoms to recognize. Or maybe even like gut, because gut is like the center of your health along with your heart and your brain. Have you heard that, if your gut is healthy, then you're healthy? And there's a lot of truth to that, because it's one of your 3 brains. And so if you feel unsettled, if you have a lot of irregularity, then maybe it's not a physical issue, maybe it is a emotional issue. And so that is something to take a look at. So think of it as like a garden, and think about our thoughts being like seeds. So we need to think about every time that we're processing something and every time that we are reacting, we are like giving water to our seeds. So we need to grow, this is just an example. We need to grow flowers and not weeds. Weeds are negative, flowers are positive, right? So if you want to think of your brain as a garden, then we need to figure out how we can bloom more positive reaction, more positive responses, more positive outcomes. Okay, so let me share with you healing emotions with essential oils. So I'm gonna just bring in real quick a little bit of essential oil talk. Now that I've kind of talked to you about emotions and what that all means and how it kind of processes in our body and goes from one thing to the next and neurotransmitters and all that, there are 5 stages of healing with essential oils. And a lot of times when we're thinking of emotions, we think of healing because if we don't feel sad, angry, worried, blah, 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 then we're not really healing through something, correct? So 5 stages of essential oils and how they can help with emotions are they assist in healing the physical body, they assist in healing the heart, they assist in releasing limiting beliefs, they increase spiritual awareness and connection, and they inspire the fulfillment of our life's purpose. So they work in conjunction to breathing techniques, to meditation, to prayer, to other avenues of de-stressing. It works internally, it works physically, it works emotionally. I mean, it is like one of the best tools to have on hand when you are dealing with something stressful. And so to talk about why that is, it's because there are 40 million trillion molecules in one single drop of oil, essential oil, certified pure therapeutic grade oil, that is. If you've listened to me before, you know that I'm not talking about your Walmart oils here. I'm not talking about your off-brand oils from Amazon or any kind of that sort. So I'm speaking therapeutic grade essential oil. There's 40 million trillion molecules in one drop. Holy smokes, that is a lot of talking to neurotransmitters. That is a lot of cellular talk right there. And if you want to help change that talk between that emotion, that's energy, and that chemical response, and you want to help go ahead and get in there and help change that, essential oils are going to be your key to help do it naturally, because it is a chemical response going on inside your brain, and that is exactly what essential oils do. They get into your cells at the cellular level, and they help change the messaging of what it's telling your body. It can help calm you down, it can help lift you up, it can help make you feel less stressed, it can help you feel more balanced. And there are different kinds of essential oils that are made for specific moods. And so I want to share with you a few of those. And so let me get into this. There is things like these, where if you can see it, it's like a mood wheel, okay? And I'm going to talk specifically about these 6 right here. And the reason why is because these were specially formulated blends that were made for certain types of emotions. And this is a very simple guide that if there are you can't see it, but there are emotions listed inside this wheel that if you find yourself falling on one of these, let's say anger, for instance. Anger, if you're angry, right here is going to be closest to this one right here. So this is the oil out of the 6. This oil is the one that would be most beneficial to help you relieve your sense of anger. And let's go the other way. If you feel discouraged or gloomy, obviously if you're gloomy, you need to be uplifted. And up here, it's going to help point you to a citrus oil blend. If you have something that's in the middle, a feeling that's in the middle that falls, you can use either one or the other. So this is very, very helpful. It's kind of like your go-to guide. I mean, I know emotions are very complex, and I know that you can pretty much on this wheel find a very close variant of what you're feeling or what you're experiencing, and you can just take a moment. Take a moment, find where you are, grab the oil that's closest to that, use it to inhale, use it to put in your diffuser, rub it on your skin, rub it behind your ears, rub it on your heart, wherever. Inhaling it, using it topically, it's going to help because it's going to get into your cellular, down into your cells. So it's going to work at the cellular level. So what this is really cool about is if you need more grounding, you see like there's trees, herbs, and grasses down here. They're more rooted. You're finding out in nature, those things are closer to the ground. Like if you're in yoga or if you do meditation and you're sitting quietly and you're putting your feet on the ground, what are you doing? You're grounding yourself and you're opening up your, you're setting the foundation of feeling grounded. That's just the word it comes to because that's what it is. It's closer to the ground in nature. And you'll see citruses are more uplifting because of where do they fall in nature? They're up and they're bright and they're cheery and they're sweet and they just make you feel happy. If you go to Florida and you see oranges and orange trees and all that, they're just more energetic. They're bright, they're vibrant, they're uplifting. And so there's a combination. There's floral, there's mint, there's citrus, there's spices, and then again down here, trees, herbs, and grasses. And so this, depending on where you're at, nature's medicine. Nature's medicine works with our body, and that's how it is. And so I want to go through these 6 oils so I can share with you a little bit about how they work and what they are, so you know exactly, hey, if you're thinking, man, I really need to get my hands on these oils because I need to get an oil chart with my oils, and I need to get a hold of a tool that can be very beneficial. Because I tell you what, you put this in a little sample pouch in your purse, or a little travel pouch, and if you don't want to take your bigger oils with you, put them in a smaller size, in a travel size, put them in your purse, and you can take a little travel guide with you along. You can fold it up, stick it in, and you know what? You have emotional support. You can sit there, take 5, you can do a little prayer, and you can let your source, your God, and let the chemistry happen naturally. Is there a way I can get the emotion chart with oil choices? Yes, Sharon, I can share that with you. I will send that to you. All right, so the 6 oils I want to talk about is number 1, the comforting blend. I want to see how I'm doing on time here. Okay, 2:30. The comforting blend is the oil of consolation or the oil of feeling consoled. If you are, now these are a blend of trees and flowers, and do you find that usually, when we're grieving someone, what does a lot of people do at like funerals? They send a gift of flowers. Floral is very comforting, and there's a lot of comforting nature or comforting properties in nature in the florals and in petals and things like that, like jasmine and rose and all those things are very comforting. This blend assists people that are burdened by loss, grief, or tragedy, or if you're just you know what? If you just plain feel sad, sometimes you don't need to have a loss. You just feel bummed out, and you just need some consoling. You just feel like your heart hurts, you know? And so the comforting blend, these are kind of the emotions that you would be targeting with this blend: grief, loss, trauma, anxiousness, restless, unsettled, burdened, and emotional pain. So that is the comforting blend. The second one is called the encouraging blend. What is that? Obviously, if you're encouraged, you're motivated, the oil of motivation. This is a blend of mints and citruses that are used obviously for motivation and encouragement. So they, let's see, helpful in times of weariness and discouragement. If you just need a little bit of mojo, just need a little bit of kick in the butt, the negative emotions that this addresses would be feeling discouraged, gloomy, stagnant, lacking motivation, kind of just feeling like you just don't have that get up and go. The encouraging blend is really for working through feelings of just maybe even depression and gloom and just plain old despair. So they some of these you may think that they overlap a little bit, and they kind of do, but that is the encouraging blend, more for your motivation. So the next one is your inspiring blend. This is an oil of feeling more passion or finding your passion, or not necessarily you already have passion. Maybe it's reigniting the passion that you already have. I guess that's finding your passion. I guess I'm just trying to be. So negative emotions that usually are associated with needing to use this oil is like feeling joyless. This one also is associated with feeling burdened, kind of just this dullness, kind of this sense of not having passion, right? Okay, pretty simple. And I haven't been talking about what these blends have in them, so let me go back. The oil of console, they have frankincense, patchouli, ylang, sandalwood, amorous, and some others. Well, that's just the common ones in that one, or the main ones. The main oils in the oil for motivation, the encouraging blend, is peppermint, clementine, coriander, basil, and melissa. And so now for the finding your passion blend is cardamom, cinnamon, ginger, clove, sandalwood, and jasmine. So it's a blend of spices and herbs for finding your passion. All right, so we've got 3 more to go. Okay, so the reassuring blend is the oil of peace. This one is one of my favorites. I love it because it just helps bring down the tone. If you want to I'm just being blunt. It's a blend of flowers and mints, and it's to assist individuals who lack inner peace. But not only that necessarily, it's if you're feeling a little bit like you've lost control, or you feel a little bit afraid, or you feel a little bit attached and you can't release certain things. It's an oil that helps control and like excess attachments in order to achieve peace. Okay, so basically you're thinking, okay, that doesn't make any sense. If you want to feel more peaceful, more serene, more content, and more still, then it's the oil of peace. Okay, that's going to have vetiver, lavender, ylang, frankincense, clary sage, and marjoram. All right, the renewing blend is the oil of forgiving. All right, so this might be a little touchy because forgiving is one of those things that we like to think, maybe we'll forget a little bit of this, but we'll remember this much. Or we'll forgive 95%, but we're going to remember and remind the other 5%. or we hang on to something and we stuff it, and then we see somebody that maybe wronged us, or we have some kind of situation that we have never dealt with someone for many, many years. And I know there are people that go through that. And it may even be a family member. It might be a friend that you had. It might be, what is it that you need to forgive someone for? And sometimes, to be honest, we need to remember to forgive ourselves. And so feelings for this oil of forgiving, the renewing blend, would be if we're really critical or judgmental or resentful, if we feel like we blame, or we're angry or cynical, or we're holding bitterness. The oil of forgiving will help those chemical responses make that process easier to let go. So that is oil of forgiving. Okay, the last one I want to talk about, number 6, is the uplifting blend, the oil of cheer. That one has wild orange, clove, star anise, lemon myrtle, nutmeg, and vanilla, along with a couple other ones. That one is going to be, okay, it's uplifting. So guess what? It's a blend, again, of citruses and spices formulated to assist you in feeling more cheerful. So the negative emotions that we're trying to combat here are feelings of hopelessness, joyless. How about heavy-hearted? Heavy-hearted. That, I find that a lot of people are carrying around a lot of heaviness in their heart, and this oil helps you release that heaviness in your heart and that feeling of helplessness, okay? Or helpless, feeling helpless. So if you want to feel more comforted, more cheerful, more uplifted, or more joyful, the oil of cheer is going to be for you in that moment, okay? That is the 6 oils. So what I want to share with you is a chance that you can get these 6 oils, and you can get this chart. Well, obviously it would be bigger, and it would be more readable. And you would get a diffuser with your oils, because not only can you wear them and have them soak into your skin, obviously, because everything goes that goes on your skin gets into your bloodstream. Not only can you use them topically, but it is something that if you're in an environment like at work, or maybe even in your office at home, or maybe your kids are just being really rowdy and you just need to calm the air and the energy, you need to settle things down a little bit, then you can pop these oils in your diffuser and you can let the aromatic effects go to work. Because I didn't talk to you about, once you breathe them in, they go to your olfactory bulb, and your olfactory bulb again sends messages to your neurotransmitters. So not only can we take them in topically, but we can take them in aromatically. So that is so powerful that you have a chance to get these 6 oils, a diffuser. I have a diffuser here, but it's not the correct one. I thought it would be very similar, but I want to show you right there. There is a diffuser going. It's quite little, but the one that would be coming with your 6 oils, if you so choose to get started with your vibrant emotion journey, is one that's about this tall. It has white at the top. It has a natural wood base, and it has 7 lighting features, meaning that it changes colors, and it goes for either 2 hours, 5 hours, or 10 hours. The 10 hours is intermittent. It goes on and off. But the 2 or the 5 hours is continuous, and you can change it. You can have either the lights on or the lights off. And if the lights are on, it has 7 different rotations. So it goes up to 540 square feet. So it's perfect for any kind of small room that you're in, living room, office, bedroom. So I want to give you a chance to have me help you with your essential emotions and your journey with becoming more vibrant in your life, because we all want to feel less stressed and more balanced in 2019. We know that there's going to be new goals, new words, new things coming up. We have more different pressures, different bills. We have different things are going to be coming up for us. And so, it's never ending. Just like I said, it's kind of like a roller coaster. Are we truly ever completely balanced? But when we get in those lows and when we get in those highs and back down on those lows, we have tools that will help us manage these emotions more easily. So what I want to share with you is this chart, the 6 oils. They come this size here. They come this size. They're 5 ml. Each of these oils come with a resource book, your own chart, the 6 oils, and a diffuser. And you can get that purchase today at wholesale cost, because it'll come the way that this is packaged. It'll come with your wholesale account, and you'll get that 25% discount off right off the bat, and it will come together, and I will throw in an extra bonus. It's $195. If you want to get started, get a kickstart on 2019 with your emotions, with your stress, saying, you know what, I am going to use the tools that are made naturally from nature's medicine to help me process these things more, these chemical responses, to process them more naturally so I can have better outcomes with my emotions and my feelings and my relationships. It affects everything. It affects our body and our relationships. So you would also get a book, and this is 286 pages of nothing but essential oil resource book. It gives you a handy dandy guide on all of ailments and your quick reference guide. It talks about body systems. It talks about emotions. It talks about cleaning. It talks about so much. And I think this is like an essential oil Bible, so to speak. This is one of my favorites. So because this does not come specifically with your emotions kit, I'm going to gift this to you because I feel it's very helpful to have, especially when you're getting started with your essential oil journey. And I will gift you a 5 ml wild orange because, as I said, citruses are very uplifting. So I want you to be able to have wild orange. And what is really amazing with this is that you can put it in your water, just a couple drops in like your glass or stainless steel container. And yes, it is so great to put a drop or two in your water. It's very, very energizing. It tastes wonderful. It is mildly detoxing and detoxifying. That just didn't sound right. You can also use it to help with sticky residue by taking, or you can mix it with a little bit of coconut oil or your vegetable oil and use it for to freshen up or polish like your wood surfaces. So there's many uses, and it's also very antibacterial. Linda, yes, aw, I do too. So wild orange has more benefits than just internally, but I love that. So I want to give to you a 7th oil that will go very, very well with this combination, and this 286 page book, resource book. And so if you want to get started with your emotions kit, the 6 oils, the chart, the book, well actually there would be 2 books because there's also one that come in your kit and also one that I would gift you, then I will put this in the comments, but you can go to mydoterra.com/April Geigley. So it's mydoterra.com/April, and Geigley is Geigley. Alrighty, that is what I have for you. Hey, and I got done under an hour. That was my goal. Yay! Any questions? Anybody have anything that they want to ask me anything that maybe wasn't quite clear, or any questions. I'm looking at the comments right now. I don't know if I can go back and scroll through. I believe I can. Ha! Galen says I'm overworked. Laughy face. Okay. All right. If there's no questions, I hope. Oh, thanks, Linda. I hope that I wasn't too scientific, but yet I got down to the core to give you a little bit better understanding of how our mind and our body work together, how our emotions work together, and give you an opportunity to get started with sharing these essential oils that have made such a difference in my life, because I have basically nature's first aid and emotional kit at my fingertips, and I can use them with other measures in my life that have helped me feel more in control of my reaction, and not just feel like I'm reacting, you know, to things around me, that I have time to process, and then I can move ahead accordingly, and then I have help with the properties out in nature that God intended for us to use. So there you have it. All right, good chat. Men have no emoji. Oh, Kevin, that's not true. I was told that guys have guys have feeling. One feeling. Right? That's a joke that my husband and his friend Mike always say. Oh, don't say that, you might hurt my feeling. My one feeling. No, you guys totally do. I know it. You can hide it all you want, but I know you're soft underneath there. Yes, what a gift we can give ourselves. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. All right, well, I won't take any more of your time. Again, that is mydoterra.com/April Geigley, and as soon as you pop on, it'll just prompt you to, it's very easy to follow the steps, and when you click on the arrows, you'll be able to find the essential emotions. What it's called is the emotional aromatherapy kit, and it's $195, and it will be shipped to your door, and you'll be ready to go before 2019 hits, or roughly there around, and you'll be able to have these in your tool belts to get started with your emotions in the new year. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a blessed New Year's, and we will talk to you soon. All right, bye guys.